Hello everyone, welcome to the fourth in my Nakshatra series. We're looking at the beautiful and tantalizing Rohini. This is found between 10 and 23-20 degrees of sidereal Taurus. We're also going to be looking at the meaning of Nakshatras in your life and in your chart. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Video's good for you, give it a thumbs up and let's go. First of all, everyone, what exactly are the Nakshatras? Why are they so important in astrology, and when and where do we use them? Put simply, the Nakshatras are the night sky, or the stars in the night sky, the constellations we see in our galaxy. They're actually linking us to the higher lokas and bringing our karmas down in a mystical way through the Nakshatra into the Rasi, into our life. Parashara has written, God has decorated the heavens with constellations like pearls on a dark steed. The light of the sun hides them in the day, and all knowledge of them is divined in the darkness of the night. The word nakshatra actually means protecting the night from destruction. What is being protected from destruction? Our minds. Because these nakshatras are moon ruled. Because the moon is the lord of the night sky, and only in the night sky do we see these constellations. In the same way, sun is the lord of the daytime, lord of the day, and he rules the sun signs, of course, the rasis or zodiac signs. And both the moon and the sun are working together in this way. Nakshatra and Rasi, zodiac signs, working together, we have real astrology. Don't forget, the stars are the basis of astrology. The Rasis or zodiac signs come from the Nakshatras, not the other way around. In fact, they can never be separated. Nakshatra must always fit in with the Rasi exactly. With the sidereal zodiac, this is always happening. If they are in any way separated, true prediction, true astrology is not possible. Let me illustrate this for you. Here's an illustration, everybody. Kara Pandit Sanjay Rath of the 27 Nakshatra scheme. It shows us perfectly how they map mathematically together with the Rasis. On the outside are the 27 Nakshatras, and every pada mathematically and perfectly linked with the sidereal zodiac on the inside. And more importantly, there are actually 3 portions to the nakshatra scheme. Can you see 3 equal divisions that are occurring at each Gandanta break? Gandanta is where water sign meets fire sign. Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries in the sidereal zodiac. And these Gandanta dangerous crossings, danger points, switch points affect all of our karmas. And this break, this threefold division of this nakshatra mandala is very important because it is relevant to our lives. First is the early childhood and adulthood portion of our lives. Second section is our middle adulthood. And third, late or old age. And you map these in your own chart, starting with your birth nakshatra, the moon nakshatra. More than that, you can even make exact predictions of every single nakshatra and meaning in your life from your Janma Nakshatra. So many predictions can be made. I will definitely make some future videos bringing these up for you. Right now, let's start with the basics. Let's understand the 27 nakshatras in this series, and most importantly, the ones that you should be looking out for in your birth chart. So which nakshatras matter in your chart? Well, I've just shown you every single nakshatra, whether a planet is there or not can be used to make predictions. But definitely wherever there are grahas, including Rahu Ketu, those nakshatras are important for you. But still, let's cut it down to the bare basics, everybody. I would say there are 4 important positions in regard to nakshatra that you definitely need to study and to understand. First and foremost is the moon or Janma. Janma means birth nakshatra. This is most important. Now, the moon is the mother, and the moon Janma Nakshatra actually relates us genetically to our mother's biological line. Some of that psychological and biological karma coming down is actually shown in this nakshatra. And secondly, moon is society. So moon Janma Nakshatra shows us how we get on with other people, how we move in society. So much of our outer experiences in life can be seen from this Janma Nakshatra. And many fundamental personality traits can be seen from the moon Janma Nakshatra, definitely. Not from the Lagna so much, not from ascendant, ruler, ascendant, all of that. No, it's the moon, it's the mind, it's the Janma Nakshatra. Don't forget, personality changes all the time. As you get older, you'll see it clearly. Personality develops through life, changes just like the moon. So study your Lagna or Ascendant Nakshatra. This will show you how you integrate yourself with society as a physical body. What do you look like? How do you dress yourself? How do you present yourself to other people as a physical being? And how intelligent are you? Or more importantly, actually, what do you do with your intelligence? How do you make decisions? And very important, do not delegate understanding of the sun, of Surya or Ravi Nakshatra. This is so important. How do you maintain vitality? So much to do with health, actually. Lagna and Nakshatra, some way to do with health, but sun very much so. And how do you maintain dharmic action, righteous action, and spiritual development also linked with this sun nakshatra? And definitely understand your Atmakarika Nakshatra. This is so important. Atmakarika means the highest degree planet in your chart. This contains a whole heap of karma that will bring very difficult circumstances into your life. Lord of this Nakshatra, Lord of this Atmakarika Nakshatra will help you actually to deal with these karmas. Important to understand, most definitely. By the way, if you're not sure what is your highest degree planet, check at the bottom of my description box. There's a website there where you can bring up your birth chart with the Atmakarika listed, and indeed all the nakshatras in your chart. Rohini Nakshatra, found completely within the sidereal sign of Taurus. The Lord is the moon, symbol is a chariot, and the deity is Brahma, the creator god. The color is white, the purpose is moksha, the direction east, and the body part is the forehead. Rohini, the seductive, beautiful red goddess, one of the most tantalizing of all the nakshatras, but actually containing a very sensual and passionate energy that is difficult to actually incorporate into one's life. The deity of Rohini is Brahma, the creator god. Now this is important. Creator god means creativity, means enormous power and passion. But the creator god had one fault. He fell in love with his own creation, and this became a great difficulty. There can be a little bit of self-absorption in Rohini. Sometimes even inappropriate relationships can come. All of these factors come from the actual stories connected to Brahma. What we need to know, though, is that Brahma contains the creative impulse that will get you out of any sticky situation. So, for anybody who is strongly influenced by Rohini, no matter what situation you end up in, you will come up with some marvelous, inventive, creative solution. There is no doubt. You don't get stuck for long when you have Rohini strong in your chart. Now, the moon Chandra is Lord of Rohini, of course, and he was actually her husband to all the other 26 nakshatras. And this is the thing. Rohini was his favorite wife. He spent more time with her and incurred the envy of all the other wives. And this is something very often seen when you have Rohini strong in your chart. Inherent in the karmas of this nakshatra, Rohini people attract envy, jealousy, some sort of subtle animosity. Very often they are even unaware of it, blissfully unaware. Why? Because the moon has no enemies. This can happen in relationship situations, friendship network circles, even in the workplace, definitely. It's a karmic test, obviously, for Rohini natives to not react negatively to other people because of this, to maintain friendliness, kindliness to all, because the moon and Venus are gentle, benefic grahas, and Venus also is important for this nakshatra. It won't be easy though, because the moon gives overwhelming emotion, very strong emotion when you have Rohini strong in your chart. Mind is restless and emotional reactions can be very extreme indeed. One thing I would say is check the position of the moon in your chart by the brightness of the moon. Is it increasing in light when you were born or not? Check the video on my channel below where I discuss strength of the moon, because moon increasing, brighter moon towards full moon gives stronger containment of emotion, and this helps to make Rohini Nakshatra much more positive, much more beneficent. Another secret, though, about Rohini was that although she was the most favored wife by the moon, she did not have children. So actually, childlessness or difficulty having children can be karmic if this Rohini Nakshatra should be strong. Indeed, family karmas around fostering, adoption are very frequently seen when Rohini is strong in a chart. One thing to remember, that the moon is fertility, but the fertility of creative ideas is the basic factor in Rohini. Of course, whole chart has to be seen when we are considering childbirth and children. Don't forget, don't depend on this one nakshatra. Rohini lies completely in the sign of Taurus, so there's a stubbornness, an earthiness, a deterministic factor here. Taurians are very notorious for their materialism, desire to have luxuries and security, and Rohini especially embraces this completely. The moon and Venus together can give wealth, luxuries of life many times, but there is still this inherent restless nature. And so Chariot is a symbol of Rohini. Chariot is about movable nature, traveling a lot, moving around. Rohini needs wheels. Anybody with a very strong Rohini love to have their own car, luxury car sometimes, but they need a vehicle. They need to be on the move. Because just like the moon, they like to be moving around. It's that waxing and waning factor of the moon. Moon is travel, of course, generally. But here's the other thing. It's about power. It's about status. Chariot means having high status. Rohini people aspire to the highest status in life. This is something not to be forgotten. On the physical level, though, Rohini is a beautiful goddess. Frequently very, very attractive, beautiful people can have strong Rohini in their chart, particularly ascendant moon, but not necessarily. Rohini gives classical beauty, a very strong magnetic attractive factor for other people. But definitely, even if there is not classical physical beauty, there is a magnetic factor about Rohini individuals. And very often blessings are monetary as well, because combination of this moon, Venus can give luxury in life, wealth in life frequently as well. But the funny thing is, no matter how beautiful, no matter how well situated by their family, by their own attainments, there is a dissatisfaction inherent in Rohini Nakshatra. See, what Rohini really craves is connection. Moon and Venus is about connectivity. They seek a deep, intimate bond with another human being more than anything. Trouble is the sexual nature, the desire nature, the sexuality is a little overblown, shall we say, because of this Venus-Moon combination. They are deeply sexual people. Desire and even lust can overtake them completely from time to time. Sometimes desire nature completely overwhelms them in an uncontrollable way. Both male-female Rohini people have a strong impulse to connect, which is possessive, clingy, sometimes totally all-consuming. It can get glamorous, extreme, even tantalizing. Rohini Nakshatra doesn't have the average love life. That is what we can see. You could almost make a movie out of some of their experiences. I've often thought that. Ultimately, Rohini people, because of the Taurian dominance here, are simply seeking security, safety, to feel bonded and to belong. But sometimes the intensity is too much and can actually drive people away. But on a deeper level, it can get quite difficult, because the symbol for Rohini, the animal symbol, is a snake. The snake is Rahu. Rahu knows no satisfaction. So Rohini people never get true satisfaction in these relationships, no matter how many they go through, no matter how much high passion, desire, romantic love is there. Somehow it doesn't satisfy completely. In fact, if they are not careful, very negative emotions like malice and spite and a general feeling of frustration and anger can definitely well up in Rohini natives. It's all to do with the mind, the moon. When it gets out of control, when there is affliction to this Rohini Nakshatra, everything is in a complete whirl. Mind cannot focus. Mind cannot feel peaceful. It can be obsessive compulsive disorders, anxiety disorders, definitely very, very generally seen. Even compulsions around food, because food is a big thing, Rohini, Moon, Venus together. Rohini natives benefit from any method to control the mind. Mindfulness itself, actually, where you just flow with whatever is in front of you, forgetting past and future, is of enormous benefit for this nakshatra people. It's important to remember the moon exalts in Rohini. Therefore, strength of the mind is there. Despite some of these negativities, people with strong Rohini can overcome them, particularly when the moon is placed here. Moon in Rohini gives powerful ability to control the mind if you decide to do so. You can have wealth, you can have successful relationships, although many ups and downs will be there, many trials, tribulations to begin with. But Moon Rohini is going to find that security, ultimately, going to find a way to calm the mind and become more productive. Moon in Rohini will give creative talent, artistic talent frequently, and even a very beautiful voice sometimes. You can have success using these creative talents, definitely. When the sun is in Rohini, you can have business talents, definitely, because the sun gives a real desire for status, power over others, success, and can actually give material opulence. But remember, sun is our spiritual path, and Rohini's aim is moksha. It is a spiritual aim, ultimately. So people with sun here have to have a definite spiritual practice to become happy, satisfied in life. Ascendant Rohini tends to good looks, tends to all the beauty, glamour, and mesmerizing attractiveness of the nakshatra. Rohini rising in your chart, life becomes restless, definitely going this way, that way. Hard to find direction in life is a very common thing found when you have Rohini rising in your chart. You can have chaotic relationships even sometimes when you have Rohini rising, and the definite need to focus can only be improved with some meditative practice. Meditation, calming the mind, will give you focus, stop you drifting this way and that way. At Makaraka, highest degree planet in Rohini, what a struggle there is between the lower, higher nature. Aim of Rohini, as I've just said, is moksha, but the struggle is to contain lusty, sensual desires which can overwhelm you frequently, causing many difficult, even entangling situations to develop, especially in your relationships. Many life lessons come through, though, these relationship situations when you have at Makaraka in Rohini. But remember, wherever Rohini should be in your chart, because of the moon's exaltation, you will attain many material desires, have satisfaction of them in some way because of this nakshatra's influence. And the early part of life is frequently much more challenging than the later part. This can be seen. Hope the video was instructive to you. Look forward to your comments. Don't forget to sub below if you're new. Goodbye for now, and God bless everyone.